Little boy briefly on the field, now off the field, and away we go. And now really it is all against Grimsby. Ross, and the ball out of play. Well, a very relieved Brentford bench, and on the second from the right, Frank Blunston, their young manager, pointing away. Chatterley. And a nice little flick on, and a goal there. No, offside given against Brace. Offside given against Brace. Well, it was a goal that Grimsby would badly have wanted, coming so soon after those two big setbacks. But the linesman was directly in line, and they're bringing on their substitute now, Lewis, and it's number 11, Alan Gordon, who's going off. Doherty laying it off for Graham. And on for Doherty, scampering down that touchline again. Brentford's throw. Houston. And Worthington, and another Brentford throw. Doherty laid off for Jackie Graham. A good cross there again towards O'Mara. And now Ross, can he turn it back again? Houston is right in there, just a shade too high for him. And that should so easily have been number 3. Brace. And Nelms doing a good defender's job again for Brentford. Wigginton. The substitute Lewis to Campbell. Hickman, good jump by him towards Tees. Boylan, a busy player, and he's won a corner. Off Hawley for Grimsby. So Grimsby now plunging a lot of men forward. Brian Turner's gone on, the substitute for Brentford. And John Doherty is going off, the man who scored the goal. One of the heroes, and getting a hero's send-off as well. But here's the corner with Boylan. And Tees! Yes, it's Tees who got the touch. And the linesman is flagging. And the referee is going across to consult him. Now, will it count or won't it count? It's Tees who put it in. The consultation that means an awful lot. Number 9 is Tees, and it's disallowed. And it's disallowed. And Grimsby don't know which way to turn, but the linesman's word has been taken by the referee, and it's still 2-0 to Brentford. Tees far from happy with it. The second goal that Grimsby have had disallowed. So he's not very pleased with the linesman, that's for sure. Now Turner. A lot of space ahead of him. And Brentford now 4-2 against Grimsby. Played into the path there of O'Mara, needing to cross it. That long leg sticks out, and Jackie Graham to hit one, and it's over. Tees, Gelson, belted away. Houston, chased by Wigginton with Worthington inside him. But trying across instead towards Bobby Ross, and this time he's lost it. Oh, and so did O'Mara. The first real technical error, I suppose, that Wayman has made all afternoon. And Brentford, as the final whistle goes, get 2 very valuable points indeed as they push towards the top of the 4th division. John O'Mara, scorer of that second goal, made for him by John Doherty, who went off. Doherty himself scoring the first goal. And the final scoreline here in this important promotion match at the top of the 4th division that reads Brentford 2, Grimsby 0.
So Brentford very happily have taken 7 points from the last 8 since John O'Mara came back from a 5-week suspension, and now they've slipped into 4th place ahead of Grimsby on goal average. Still to come for you on the programme today, highlights of Preston North End against Queen's Park Rangers, and the team they're all talking about, Leeds United, in their match at Ellen Road yesterday with Arsenal, and some action there that really is not to be missed. But now let's go back to Brentford and over to Jimmy Hill.
Well, last time we went down to Griffin Park, I think the fans and players were a bit disappointed they didn't provide too good a match, but this time it was that much better. Although I must say, experiencing the sort of problems that all promotion teams experience this time of the year, hard grounds when it isn't easy to play football, especially in front of your own fans. It's much easier for an away side to destroy and kick the ball away than it is for a home side to get it down and get a shot in at goal. And because of that, it was a long while before Brentford could get ahead. They pressed round the Grimsby goal. The goalkeeper made a couple of miraculous saves, but in the end they did, and it was John Doherty, that little skillful player, who brought about this goal. Free kick there from Peter Gelson. He had a fine, steady game yesterday, and there's Doherty laying the ball back first time, and he gets his reward for that in the end. But this goal is typical of the way in which you have to muddle goals on grounds like this. It's fight and determination that really wins the ball, and from that moment on, it's Doherty's skill. That goal was beautifully taken. You don't see it as well from this side as you could from the other, but he picked his spot so well there and tucked it in a foot of space at the right at the bottom of the post. And this is the second goal. Having got one, they found it very easy to get another. Just 28 seconds afterwards, O'Mara heads it on, and it's Doherty again, elated from the first goal, who streaks up the wing, and see the way his football brain tells him just when to lay it to O'Mara. He's onside there, there's a bit of pushing and shoving, streaking forward, hammers it with his left foot there. The goalkeeper gets his hand to it, but can't save it. That was 2 goals. In fact, they spent more time congratulating each other before the first goal than they did in carving out the second. It took about 5 or 6 seconds. Grimsby felt they were a little unlucky. Laurie McMenemy, the manager, a fine young manager, was composed afterwards, but felt that maybe Grimsby should have been allowed a couple of goals. The first one was an offside decision where 2 players, to me, looked, well, more than suspiciously offside, but he felt he'd like to have a look at it again. So let's see now whether Laurie McMenemy was right. There's the ball going up. We pause for a moment there as it's about to be headed on. You can see the player to the right there moving into the box, but it's not he who is the guilty one. I think it's the one to the left there, Matt Tees, who now is clearly in an offside position. That was the first one, no question about it, the linesman right for that. Now let's move on to number 2, which was rather a different cup of tea. There was an infringement, or there was a suggestion that there was an infringement from the corner coming up, taken by little Dave Boylan here. Quite a character as a player, that one. There may have been a suggestion of pushing from that first header, but there certainly wasn't when Matt Tees headed that beautifully into the corner of the net. And you can see, I think, why he was so annoyed, because he felt he personally hadn't done anything wrong. But the linesman had flagged very quickly and very clearly to say that he saw an infringement there. I must say, it isn't all that easy to see, but on the other hand, I'll leave you to make up your own minds. Well, what about Brentford for the future? I think the signs are good. They've got a lot of spirit. They fought hard yesterday. Once they got in front, they showed more skill. The crowds are ready to support them. 14,000 crowd yesterday was an excellent crowd, and if they go in the 3rd division, I think they'll have what it takes. My only worry is that they don't meet my other old club, Fulham, in that division.